What's up, guys? Coach John Wojo here with JW Fitness answering another question for you. Why not calculate the calories for your ideal weight and then just eat that and let your workout routines and activities create your deficit? Just a thought. I'm not trying to lose any weight. All right, so that is a great point, and it might work for some people depending on how close your ideal weight is to your current weight. But the idea is that you want to eat in a deficit enough to spur on a certain amount of fat loss per week. So you want to lose fat at a certain pace that is appropriate for you and your goals, that is not going to create too much fatigue, diet fatigue, mental fatigue, physical fatigue, that is still going to allow you to perform in the gym so you don't lose a ton of strength and just feel like shit all the time because you're eating too little, and at a pace that allows you to maintain the muscle that you currently have. And so it just seems like the most efficient way to do that is to start from where you currently are, because that's a known. We know where you are, and through trial and error, we're going to know pretty accurately a small range of calories that you need to be in to maintain where you're at. So those are all knowns. And then we're going to slowly subtract from that to spur on fat loss as you get ever closer to whatever you think your ideal weight is. Now, this person says, why not calculate the calories for your ideal weight? You don't know what your ideal weight is. You don't really know where this process is going to end. You might be able to kind of figure it out from where you're at, and assuming you do everything properly to get down to your so-called ideal weight, you might assume you're going to end up at, X amount of pounds of body weight. But in reality, if you did everything properly, some people, and it depends on how much you have to lose, but what some people don't like to or don't want to think of, despite your best efforts, you are going to lose. Your body does lose some lean body mass. It's going to lose some muscle, and therefore its ability to hold water, might possibly lose some body mass as far as a little bit of bone density. Like, there's weird things that happen with the body over time as you lose weight. So some of that weight loss, some of it is going to be from so-called lean body mass. And therefore, it might be tough for some people to predict ultimately what their ideal body weight is going to be when they reach this point where they think they're going to be satisfied with their body composition. So instead of trying to predict the future and break out our crystal ball, it's much easier to start with what we actually know. And what we actually know is currently you weigh X amount. And currently you have roughly X amount of body fat. And currently you have to eat roughly X amount of calories to maintain your body weight. So we know that if we remove 250 to 500 calories a day from your existing nutrition plan without adding any other exercise, just by doing, let's say 500 calories a day, then in theory, you're going to lose roughly 1 pound per week. Hoping that the majority, if not all of that weight loss is going to come from body fat. That's what we know. And that makes it easier to progress in that direction. And then at any point, we want to stop the process and just kind of chill for a while and kind of resolve any physical or mental kind of diet fatigue that we might be experiencing. Just give ourselves a break, because it is a stressful process on the body and the mind. Then we could then recalculate our maintenance calories and probably be pretty accurate because that's the process that we use to calculate our maintenance calories at the beginning of the journey. So we've kind of got that dialed in. And then we might want to hang out there for several weeks or more, or just a week or two, depending on, what you're doing. And then resume the process and then take it to however far we want to take it, to whatever body composition you're looking to achieve. It just seems like that seems to be the more sensible approach, by dealing with as many known factors as possible. And just to add, because if you have a long way to go, if you know you have a long way to go, if you're very heavy and you want to be very lean and you're just going to try and eat today all of a sudden for this imaginary skinny person in the future, that might require you to eat way, way less than you're currently eating. And not only is that going to be fucking miserable, it's going to be unnecessary. You're probably going to spur on a bunch of muscle loss that you don't want to experience. And your metabolism over time does slow to accommodate its current calorie intake. Over time, it will accommodate. So you don't want to force it to accommodate too quickly, because then what do? Where do you go from there? You can only move more or take away more calories. So the idea is to slowly get lean by continuing to eat as many calories as possible for as long as possible until you get lean, right? Anybody can get lean by just not eating, or I'm just going to go on a 500 calorie a day diet. Well, yeah, good luck, because eventually your body is going to accommodate that super low calorie intake. And now what do? You can't eat less than 500 calories a day, right? You're just going to be fucking miserable. So we want to start with the knowns and then slowly peel away, keeping the calories as high as possible while still spurring on body fat loss. All right, guys, if you appreciate the content, like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you soon.